Zahn is on, and here to watch Quasimorph Review Schizo Edition, trademark, by SsethTzeentach. So, we are finally back with another Seth video. I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these. I've kind of just been swamped with a lot of videos by Reggie, Freakazoid, and a few others that I had been peeking into. We are going to make a humble return to another one of our favorite schizophrenic content creators. So I distinctly remember Quasimorph from when I saw his Starfield video and thought that, oh, that game looks a lot more entertaining than the other one.
As always, more content to come because I'm legally obligated. A warm
What is that? That looked way more entertaining than whatever happened in freaking Starfield. One of the people in the comments mentioned not only the game, but also the fact that he made a video on it. So I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna take a look at that then. Not much else to say. I don't know anything about Quasimorph. I mean, at this point, I feel like it'd be much easier to mention if I have heard of a game that is being covered. The only thing that I can go off of was that very small snippet that I saw in the last Seth video that I watched. So I don't really have any expectations other than it sounds like it's going to be quite the schizophrenic episode. If it's not ADHD based content, then it's going to be some schizo content that I'm watching. And honestly, they're probably the most fun ones. Anyways, with that being said, without further ado, let's get to it.
Hey, Lactation Nation, Seth here.
Oh dear, that is quite the thing. Lactation Nation. Oh my god. Oh, I just saw the image.
Hey, Lactation Nation, Seth here. In the
Hello.
not so distant future, man no longer fears the tyranny of a state, as sovereign nations have been abolished. For we found the best form of government. Anarcho-capitalism. Whenever anarcho-capitalism is mentioned to me in conversation, it's usually followed by repealing the age of consent. But in this case, it simply means everything and everyone in this entire solar system is corporate property. Quasimorph is an early access roguelike where you take the role of Magnum PMC, a private military contractor with flexible morality that does work for the highest bidder. The twist is, the world is over, Judgment Day is here, and we're all going to die. And we've chosen to profit from the chaos. But first,
so typical. The capitalist mindset stands strong.
word from our sponsor, because I gotta get that bread. Whoops, sorry guys, my PC crashed again. I had a single Chrome tab open, so my computer caught fire.
Aw, bro, Chrome goes crazy. I always have to check like my task manager to make sure that Chrome isn't like running too much shit in the background.
Fire burned down my house and killed my wife's son. Thankfully, today's video is
Specifically
sponsored
the
by
son?
Opera GX. It's no small secret that modern web browsers are massive resource hogs. They always say,
are.
just upgrade your rig, bro. But you know what?
What?
No.
Yo! No! No, not the freaking just upgrade. Come on. Are you poor?
I'm using Opera's GX control feature to limit how much CPU and RAM the browser can use, so I can game uninterrupted no matter how many memory leaks Elon adds to Twitter. Opera GX is extremely moddable. Check out this one that I made. I've heard your cries, your demands. More, Seth. We want more, Seth. Well, now you've got me with every single keystroke. I'll be there stroking.
Hey. Yo! I would probably need to be sent to a mental asylum.
Now come on, let's go. Get up, hurry.
If every keystroke that I did was just greeted by, hey. Shut up!
Oh, you don't like that? You just want a themed wallpaper? Opera GX once again has you covered. You can fully customize which features come from which mods. And with a plethora of
that's
excellent
cool.
mods on the store page, your browser can be whatever you want it to be. Check this out. By tweaking the music, keyboard sounds, tab sounds, theme, wallpaper, and custom shader, I've created the ultimate web browsing experience. Music to my ears. Now,
perfect.
I know what you're thinking, Seth, this browser sounds pretty cool and all, but switching browsers is such a pain. Worry not. Opera GX has an import tool to quickly download all your settings, history, bookmarks, and passwords in just one click. Use
Very
my
cool.
link to download Opera GX today and say goodbye to all those pesky, boring, other browsers.
Other?
To answer the question, what is a quasimorph? Sometimes the most accurate answer is the schizophrenic one. The setting of
Oh my god, the I couldn't help but focus on the Pokemon music in the background.
Quasimorph. Sometimes the most accurate answer is the schizophrenic one. The setting of Quasimorph stems from the
Wait a minute. Bro, this looks like one of those... I used to have a carpet as a kid of one of these, and I would always pull out my Hot Wheels and just kind of ride them along. Oh, jeez. This is like, is this what the kids with the brain rot that grew up on technology see these days?
Schizophrenic one. The setting of Quasimorph stems from the esoteric metamythos of Daniil Andreev in his book Rose of a World, which describes Shadanakar, or the systems of parallel worlds connected to Earth. These concentric layers are Brahmfuturas, the superimposition, influence, and overlap of which formulate together to create existence. At least I think so. Quasimorph is an intruder stepping in from another reality, and unfortunately, the veil between worlds is weakest between your chest cavity. Quasimorph is a turn-based survival extraction shooter, or in other words, 2D escape.
Oh, it's an extraction shooter? I mean, that's a little less appealing to me personally, but I mean, it looks fun.
From Tarkov, except fun. The principle is very simple. We take out a contract and send in one of our agents. If they die, no problem. They're not really any more people than they are proprietary neuro imprints.
Oh
We
boy.
license their consciousness, and we bioprint as many replacements necessary for total client satisfaction. You're free to take
Oh, that's amazing. We're all just property. We're all expendable here, as long as we get the job done.
any of the major corporations, including the Quasimorphs. We may be locked in an existential war for humanity, but that doesn't stop me from holding stock in Sectland. Rapture is coming, but homie, I got some great dividends. And you start with a favorable reputation. After all, you did help them entrench into this reality. You start a mission by selecting an active contract around the planet or moon you're currently orbiting. This requires you to select a mercenary, a class, and a loadout for the mission, after which you're deployed into hostile territory. Anyone you see, anything that moves, is kill on sight. An entire mission is 2 to 4 levels. If
it's kill on sight that makes it easier, that means I don't need to think that much.
Get that motherfucker!
And a loadout for the mission, after which you're deployed into hostile territory. Anyone you see, anything that moves, is kill on sight. An entire mission is 2 to 4 levels. If you change your mind midway and call the shuttle, fuel is expensive, so it's cheaper to let you die. The only way to extract is by completing the objective, which can be espionage, station defense, sabotage, elimination, or conquest. If you die anywhere in between, you lose everything. And I assure you, you're going to be dying a lot. If it's any consolation,
I imagine.
I died during the tutorial because I picked up a knife, selected amputate, and clicked on my head.
No!
No!
Wait! You can do that? You can just amputate your own head? Oh my god, bro. You can decapitate yourself. The fact that you're even allowed to do that is already off to a great start.
If it's any consolation, I died during the tutorial because I picked up a knife, selected amputate, and clicked on my head. You're on a timer. The more time you spend and the more blood you spill, the higher your level of quasimorphosis. Quasimorphosis measures the probability of ecolapse, where upon death, the host explodes and a quasimorph phases in. The severity of a situation is described in the bottom right. Somnia, no events. Grasp, occasional ecolapse. Intrusion, music changes, ecolapse and aggression increase. Plenum, spontaneous ecolapse. Alteration, the entire floor is coming. Qmorphose, music changes to its highest intensity. Every host in the map explodes. And finally, Rapture. If you want to live, you'll keep this number as low as possible. Naturally, there's only a few ways to do this. Drinking vodka, smoking Newports, and injecting morphine. Each time you...
Just allowing your inhibitions to take over is the way to maintain.
Oh, that's real nice.
There's only a few ways to do this. Drinking vodka, smoking Newports, and injecting morphine. Each time you move, you consume calories. At higher weights, this is 9 calories per step. This is what Americans really believe. And to avoid starvation, we need a steady supply of slop. But when the food runs out, I want you to consider alternative sources. When I consume my enemies, is it really cannibalism? For that implies I considered them human to begin with. Unfortunately, human flesh will raise your quasimorphosis. You delay one death, and accelerate another. However, if you find a crafting bench in an empty tin, you can turn that long pig into gourmet dinner, which will no longer cause quasimorphosis. The implication being that it's not about devouring your fellow man, it's about table manners. Disclaimer:
Table manners.
The canned meat. It's so over. On the other hand, they improved the crafting bench so much you have no idea. We are so back. In general, the crafting bench will save a lot of your early game runs.
Awesome.
Don't sleep on it. Improvised toilet grenades clear rooms. Makeshift batteries power auto
Toilet grenades? Excuse me?
game runs. Don't sleep on it. Improvised toilet grenades clear rooms. Makeshift batteries power autodocs and floor scanners. Completing a mission
Autodocs.
gives rewards, but more importantly, reputation. You can land at any corporate asset so long as it's friendly and exchange goods for equipment. And if you're completely broke but friendly with Techland, you can even exchange yourself by amputating your own limbs. What? This is not a joke. It's a completely valid strategy to potato peel your digits, offer them at the Feather Temple, regenerate your limbs on the ship, and do it all over again. It's
I mean, if you can regenerate it, then what's a few limbs? My hand! As long as I can make it back to the ship to regrow them, then what's the harm?
not efficient, but we can no longer exploit blood bag synthesis. They caught on to us, boys. It was good while it lasted. Speaking of which, the Magnum can fabricate almost everything, so long as you have the proprietary item chip. These are effectively a perpetual license, and are so incredibly valuable that finding one during a mission is a valid reason for evacuation. There's also class and mind chips, which unlock classes and mercenaries respectively. If you mouse over a chip and you see the words data miner, you've officially hit the jackpot. You can do whatever you want, but remember, your actions have consequences. Supporting a corporation will accelerate their growth and technology. If you want top shelf gear, great. But if you turn against them in the future, you're not going to be facing wage slaves and general managers. You'll be facing rival PMCs and special forces. So
damn! You didn't even stand a chance.
Any side and stick to it. There's a lot of minor corporations, but for the sake of time, here's the big players. SBN, social media monopoly. They own Twitter, the best energy rifles, and the lightest armor. RealWare, industrial mega manufacturer. Carnage Pattern is objectively the coolest armor, and they produce the highest RPM ballistics. And entertainment and research conglomerate.
What was that fire rate?
And they produce the highest RPM ballistics. And entertainment and research conglomerate. They make the most versatile armor, the best snipers, and the experimental HFC, this game's equivalent of Doom's BFG. Testlan, Quasimorph from Venus that'll make you rage quit at least several times. Everything is Aztec, from the design to the desire for human organs. And finally, the Civil Resistance. These are terrorists that hope to bring about something even worse than Judgment Day. A return to national sovereignty. They intentionally hive mind themselves into a cluster of consciousness known as a call node. In effect, they have achieved working communism.
I was about to say, they're just bringing back communism. In my capitalist space, no.
In the politics of our PMC, let's return to the actual mechanics. It's very tempting to finish the tutorial and go straight to the moon. Somehow, I avoided this so I didn't get filtered by a wheelchair. Quasimorphosis is unique to each planet because they're subject to the influence of a different brown Fatura. Venus, Ganix. Mercury, Shartamacum. And the Earth's moon, Duger. Mars and its...
What is this technobabble that I'm hearing?
Venus, Ganix. Mercury, Shartamacum. And the Earth's moon, Duger. Mars and its moons have absentia, which means there is no quasimorphosis. So, if you're starting off, I recommend Mars. If you're learning, try Mercury and Venus. And if you know what you're doing, go to the moon. That doesn't mean any single location is safe, and death is around every corner. Most common cause of death? Flamethrowers. Not in the hands of enemies, but myself. An entire run.
Know what? That's fair. You're gonna cook yourself if you're not careful.
Gone in a flash because some unpaid worker amputated your neck with a circular saw. I assumed the weapon was busted, so I tried it myself. In a straight line, where it ricocheted and cut my legs clean off. When you get damaged,
what did you think was gonna happen?
Get injuries, which have to be treated, or they get infected. And if there's no antibiotics on hand, well, it has to go. Secondly, the most common cause of getting filtered, pain shock. If you take too much damage too quickly, you get stunned and lose a turn. Both systems are universal. If you shoot something hard enough, they'll get stunned from a shock. If you cause injury, you can run away as they bleed to death. And if you amputate a critical organ, they might just die instantaneously. The number of action points you can take per turn is based on your move setting. At any time, you can switch between sneak, normal, and run. Sneak is one action point, but can detect the position of nearby enemies, use your inventory, and interact with nearby objects at no cost. Normal has 2 action points and run is free. However, while running, you can't open your inventory and take a severe penalty to your accuracy. Peak performance requires that you abuse the system. Opening a door, switch to sneak, see enemies, switch to normal, and toss a grenade before switching back and locking it on the same turn.
Ah, I see. So it's literally the moment you move, basically. Like if you make a move that the movement position considers a move, then that is your turn. But if you cycle through your movement settings, you can achieve a lot in just one turn.
Okay. The enemies, switch to normal, and toss a grenade before switching back and locking it on the same turn. A lot of players have a tendency to go autopilot in sneak mode and just die without explanation. What usually happens is they turn a sharp corner, get their shit blasted in, but because they have a single action point, they go into pain shock, which rolls over to the next turn, where they get shot again and repeat the process until they die. The whole point of running is to face check. Understand your tools, and you'll find this to be a very satisfying tactical experience. I used to have complaints about this game, but after so many hours, I can tell you, if you die, it's a skill issue. I have a brain
It's always a skill issue. I'd be hard-pressed to think of a moment where it's not.
Forces me to play this game at 2 times speed of cheat engine. That's a personal choice. I also use a macro to amputate every corpse. After 100 hours playtime, that's a necessity. Classes work like a perk system, and each mercenary has an intrinsic perk. This unique ability combines with your class of choice to create vastly different playstyles. For example, Percy comes with +5 to all resistance. Outfitted with full carnage pattern, he's the only person in the game that can set himself on fire and not take damage. And after
Ooh, that sounds appealing.
Phoenix Brigade, I can shoot a single round of incendiary ammunition and burn down half the map. In general, you should pick a mercenary that suits your playstyle.
That sounds like something that I would love to play. You're basically just playing the arsonist at this point.
After putting him in Phoenix Brigade,
I mean, you are a pyromaniac, so pyromania and arsony is just basically hand in hand, huh?
I can shoot a single round of incendiary ammunition and burn down half the map. In general, you should pick a mercenary that suits your playstyle. Do you want to feast on human flesh? Play Isabella, because she's immune to infection. Even better, put her as Eclipse Blades and turn your cannibalism into a one-hit kill. Are you tired of getting stun-locked? Try Maximilian, because he doesn't feel pain. Would you like a slower pace? Play Mirza, because her caloric needs are 40% of everyone else. Are you tired of scraping by? Would you like to quadruple everyone's inventory to the point where every enemy contains 2 flavors of ramen and a pack of Lucky Strikes? Play Tunnel Rats and experience the greatest whiplash in difficulty, as everything that doesn't die to your shotgun gets knocked back into the void of space. I've discussed builds. Let's talk about guns, because there's a lot of them. If you want to kill enemies, you need to beat their resistance, and the type of damage you do is based on the ammunition. Flamethrowers and energy rifles cook organics, but have no effect on cyborgs. In contrast, the buckshot of a shotgun will cut them to pieces. Most armor stops the blunt impact of a 9mm, but a 797 from an assault rifle will pierce right through. Quasimorphic weapons deal cold. Even if you're fully equipped, the full burst of a serpent's mouth will send you straight back to the menu.
Damn!
Poison was previously neglected, now it's a complete menace. Also, there's turrets. They're incredibly useful for defense missions, and because an enemy ran right up to your face, shooting you in the crossfire. And finally, asking yourself,
what happened? That scared the shit out of me.
Enemy ran right up to your face, shooting you in the crossfire. And finally, asking yourself, what's that little icon on the bottom right? Don't worry about it. Anyways, I forgot how to structure this video. So in conclusion, I give this game a self-inflicted out of 10. It's amazing. I know it's early access, but there's a lot of content already, and you can easily sink 80 hours on just the main gameplay loop. There's an impressive roadmap and features to come that I cannot disclose at this time because I promised I wouldn't tell. As always, more content to come next year, because I gotta see my family. Merry Christmas! A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos consistently for several years. You're all truly wonderful, and you give me more than I deserve. And you won't stop asking me to take your money, so I will. In exchange, enjoy the outro.
Alright, so that was Quasimorph. So, honestly, not my type of game, I'm gonna be honest. Extraction shooters, like I said, I'm kind of over them at this point. I kind of, it's just more like I just never particularly enjoyed extraction shooters. It's not that I can't but like the ones that I do are very few and far in between. In fact, I think even then, some of the ones that are kind of extraction shooters are not solely extraction shooters. Like, they have other things going on just beyond the extraction and the shooting. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like with how Seth kind of explained it, it does sound like this would be the type of game. Like I said, it doesn't sound like a game that I would enjoy, but I would certainly try it if nothing else, because it sounds interesting enough. And if what he says is true, at least if it can apply to me, then it sounds like I would probably enjoy the game quite a bit. But probably won't be doing that, not for a while anyway. If anything, I just need to find more time for games. Even then, I kind of get swamped by playing a bunch of gacha games, so there's that. But yeah, this looked interesting though, I will say. And if nothing else, I certainly might add this to to my library. But whether or not I ever touch it will probably be I'm not gonna make any promises there. Either way, great review. I very much appreciate learning more about Quasimorph, and I kind of need to see. I kind of want to watch more videos like this, where it kind of goes into games that I haven't heard of, and kind of builds a case. Whether it's like building a case on why you should play it, or telling, or cases like Space Station 13, where it's like, don't play it, but listen to these great things about this game. Like, regardless, I would like to see more of these types of videos, because honestly, I think I need to expand my gaming like catalog, and these videos do at least help in showing me more of that kind of stuff. Even if so far there hasn't been many games where I had said, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna play that at some point." And even then, I barely have time to play games. So that's kind of a problem. That's kind of my problem. But either way, great video as always. Seth, thank you. And not much else for me to say, so but at that, so I will see you in the next video whenever that is. But until then, bye-bye.